Title: Travis Kelce breaks down to tears crying after Tay-Tay finally accepts his wedding plea. The setting was magical, a snowy December evening at Arrowhead Stadium, where Travis Kelce had spent years becoming a football legend. The Kansas City Chiefs had just clinched another victory, but Travis had something else in mind. As fans cheered wildly, the stadium lights dimmed, leaving only the glow of a single spotlight shining on the 50-yard line. Taylor Swift, wrapped in a chic red coat, sat in a private box overlooking the field. She'd been to dozens of his games, but tonight, she felt an inexplicable energy in the air. Suddenly, the giant jumbotron lit up with a montage of their sweetest moments, dancing at parties, sneaking kisses in the stands, and quiet nights at home. The final image lingered, a photo of them holding hands, the caption reading, *forever? As the crowd hushed, Travis appeared on the field, mic in hand, visibly shaking. His teammates stood behind him, grinning like they knew something the rest of the world didn't. "Taylor," he began, his voice cracking, "I've faced linebackers twice my size, I've played through injuries, but nothing has scared me more than this moment. You've taught me what it means to love fearlessly, and now, I'm ready to give you all of me, forever." The stadium erupted into cheers as Travis dropped to one knee, revealing a sparkling diamond ring that seemed to catch every light in the stadium. The camera panned to Taylor, her hand over her mouth, tears streaming down her face. She stood, heart pounding, and shouted, "Yes." But it wasn't over yet. As Taylor made her way down to the field, the Chiefs players formed a human tunnel, clapping and cheering her on. When she reached Travis, he pulled her into his arms, both of them crying. "I can't believe you did this here," she whispered, laughing through her tears. "You're my biggest win," Travis replied. To top it all off, a surprise performance by Ed Sheeran, one of Taylor's close friends, started playing in the background. He sang a heartfelt rendition of *Thinking Out Loud*, making the moment even more unforgettable. Social media exploded instantly, dubbing the proposal *the engagement of the decade. Fans gushed over Travis's vulnerability and Taylor's heartfelt reaction. As the night went on, Travis and Taylor addressed the media together, glowing with happiness. "This is our fairy tale," Taylor said, holding Travis's hand. "And it's only the beginning." Travis Kelce breaks down to tears crying after Tay-Tay finally accepts his wedding plea. It was a crisp winter evening in Kansas City, the snow gently falling outside, as Travis Kelce sat nervously in the private lounge of a luxurious hotel suite. His mind raced with thoughts of the most important moment of his life. He had just finished a long season of football, but nothing had been as grueling as the task ahead. His heart beat in double time, as he stared at the diamond ring nestled in a velvet box. Across the room, Taylor Swift, or Tay-Tay as he lovingly called her, was preparing herself in front of a mirror, the soft glow of candles reflecting off her. She was radiant, her long blonde hair cascading in waves over her shoulders. But tonight was different. Tonight wasn't about music, fame, or the whirlwind of their busy lives. It was about them, and the future they could build together. Travis had spent months planning this moment. He had dreamt of it from the moment he first realized that Tay-Tay wasn't just the biggest star in the world. She was the woman who made his heart skip a beat. Their relationship had been filled with ups and downs, media scrutiny, and endless rumors. Yet through it all, he had never doubted that they were meant to be. The time had come. Tay-Tay entered the room, her eyes meeting his with that signature sparkle. Travis felt his throat tighten. His palms were sweaty as he stood up to greet her. She smiled, her face lighting up at the sight of him, but she could sense something was different about the way he was looking at her tonight. He was usually confident, the life of the party, but tonight, his vulnerability was on full display. "I have something to ask you," Travis said, his voice shaking slightly, the box clutched tightly in his hand. Taylor's heart skipped a beat. She had known this moment was coming, but she had no idea it would stir up so many emotions within her. She was in love with this man, and the thought of taking their relationship to the next level brought both excitement and fear. Travis knelt before her, taking her hand gently in his. "Taylor Swift," he began, his voice breaking slightly. "From the moment I met you, I knew my life was never going to be the same. You made me believe in love again, and you made me a better man. No matter what happens in the world, you and me, we've always had something special, something real. I love you with all my heart, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you." Tears welled up in Travis's eyes as he spoke, and his voice trembled. He had rehearsed this speech 1,000 times, but now, with the woman of his dreams standing before him, everything felt overwhelming. The ring glistened in the soft light, a symbol of his commitment to her. "I don't want to live another day without you by my side, Tay-Tay. Will you marry me?" Taylor's heart swelled as she looked down at him. She had known he was serious about her, but hearing him speak from the depths of his soul brought a rush of emotion she could hardly contain. The weight of his words was too much. Travis," she whispered, her voice cracking. I don't know what to say." Travis looked up, fear flashing across his face. His heart sank, and for a split second, he wondered if he had made a mistake. But before he could say anything else, Taylor knelt down beside him, her hand brushing his cheek gently. "I was just scared," she admitted, her voice full of raw emotion. "Scared of the pressure, scared of everything that comes with being in a relationship like ours. But every moment I've spent with you, I've known one thing for sure. You are the love of my life. And I can't imagine my world without you." Tears began to stream down her face as she pulled him close. Yes, I'll marry you, Travis." Travis's face lit up in an instant, and the floodgates opened. He wrapped his arms around her, pulling her into a tight embrace as tears poured down his cheeks. "I love you so much, Tay," he whispered between sobs. "You've made me the happiest man alive." They held each other in silence, the weight of the moment sinking in. It wasn't just a proposal, it was a promise. A promise that no matter what, they would face the future together. For once, the world outside faded away, and in that moment, it was just the two of them, two hearts united by love, ready to write their own fairy tale. The tears of joy streamed down their faces as they stood up, their hands entwined, and in that instant, they knew their story was just beginning. Travis Kelce breaks down to tears crying after Tay-Tay finally accepts his wedding plea. It was an evening like no other, set against the shimmering skyline of Kansas City. The city lights blinked softly beneath the clouds as Travis Kelce paced nervously around the terrace of his luxurious penthouse, his heart pounding in his chest. Tonight wasn't like any other night. This was the night he was going to ask Taylor Swift the most important question of his life. For months, their relationship had captivated the world. The football star and the pop icon, an unlikely pairing that seemed straight out of a fairy tale. But despite the media frenzy and the public pressure, Travis had kept one thing on his mind: asking Tay to be his forever. With every passing day, his love for her deepened. She was his rock, his muse, his everything. Yet, a shadow of doubt lingered in the back of his mind. Was he ready? Would she say yes? Could their relationship withstand the scrutiny? That evening, Taylor had agreed to visit him after her sold-out concert in the city. She was tired but glowing, a radiant smile on her face as she stepped into the penthouse, her golden locks falling around her shoulders. The moment she entered, Travis knew this was it. This was the moment he'd been waiting for. "Hey, Tay," Travis greeted, his voice a bit shakier than usual. Taylor raised an eyebrow, sensing the nervous energy in the air. "Travis, are you okay? You seem off." He took a deep breath and led her to the balcony, where a private dinner was set up under the stars. It was simple, yet intimate, a reflection of their relationship. He couldn't help but feel overwhelmed by her beauty, the way she made everything around her shine. "Tay," he started, his voice breaking slightly, "there's something I need to ask you." She smiled warmly, reaching out to hold his hand. "Anything, Travis." With a deep, steadying breath, Travis got down on one knee, his heart racing faster than it ever had on the football field. He pulled out a small velvet box, inside of which lay a stunning diamond ring, glimmering in the moonlight. "Tay, I've never been more certain of anything in my life. You make me a better man, every single day. You've been my strength, my light, my best friend. I love you more than words can say. Will you marry me?" The world seemed to stand still as Taylor stared at him, her eyes wide with emotion. For a moment, Travis couldn't read her expression. Was she shocked? Nervous? Her silence felt like an eternity. Then, she finally spoke, her voice soft but filled with warmth. "Travis, I don't know what to say. I've never been so speechless in my life. I never thought I'd find someone who could make me feel the way you do." Travis's heart was in his throat as he waited. You can't be serious, right? You're saying you can't?" Taylor's lips quivered as she pulled him into a tight embrace. "No, Travis, I love you, too. I've loved you for so long, but I had to be sure. I had to know if we could navigate this world together. If we could be partners in every way. And I'm certain now." With tears streaming down her face, she whispered, Yes, Travis, I'll marry you." The floodgates opened, Travis collapsed into her arms, tears of relief and joy streaming down his face. The weight of the world seemed to lift as Taylor held him tightly, her own tears falling softly against his cheek. "I'm so happy, Tay," he whispered between sobs, his voice full of emotion. "You've made me the happiest man alive." The couple stood there, embracing under the stars, surrounded by a world that was no longer important. In that moment, it was just the two of them, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, bound by love and ready to embark on the greatest adventure of their lives. As the night wore on, their laughter echoed into the cool air, and the city below seemed to fade away. They had their future ahead of them, one where love would always come first, and nothing, no challenge, no doubt, could ever stand in their way.